Hello and happy Pisces season to all. I'm so happy if you're joining me for today's message. My name is Sari. I'm fairly new to the YouTube side of content creation, but I have been creating online for many years now. And I'm so excited to have been called to this YouTube platform and this channel so that I can channel these messages and share them with you, the collective. I'm just feeling like this overwhelming just gratitude and joy about that. So yes, I just wanted to welcome you to this reading. I felt overwhelmingly excited and overwhelmingly called to do a reading on this Pisces season that we are entering. Our sun just entered Pisces today. Today's February 18th. As always, take the messages, how they come forward, that resonate with your highest good and the highest good of the people in your life, of course. My intention is always just to share what comes through authentically, so that we can work with that energy to create a more intentional, conscious place on earth for us to work through our own stuff and help each other along the way. So yeah, I just felt called to do a little bit of an intro on this video. In some of my other readings, I tend to just jump right into the energy. I've just been feeling very called to share a lot of these messages and also honoring myself and the pace that I need to go at along the way. So some of the times it'll feel pretty intense, and other times I might be in a more lighthearted energy where I'm speaking very plainly about just how excited I am to be doing this. And this goes through all my readings. I am excited to be here. I'm excited to share this with you. I'm excited to be using my voice, be using my gifts of communication as a human being to hopefully reach any and all beings who would resonate with the messages and who we can become soul family. It's very much that for me. So I just thank you wholeheartedly if you're one of the very few people at this point who are along for this journey with me, or are interested in what I'm doing in any way. I just appreciate you so much, and I feel your love, and you are what's also spurring me along to keep going. So if you're one of those people, please don't be shy to comment. Please don't be shy to reach out to me. For anything. I'm so glad you're here. I want to hear your story too. I think it's so important that we share this collective experience with our fellow human beings. I just think it's so amazing that we get to be here, and I maintain this throughout all of my readings, although the energies that we tap into can swing from multiple polarities. So that being said, I'm so excited to be here with you to dive into this Pisces season with you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already Pisces season. I feel like Aquarius season kind of lasted a long time. It really felt it took a while, and I know it was because it was most way through January, and January felt very long. This year. So my personal opinion, the year doesn't start until the sun comes back and the warmth starts coming back to the earth. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so it's still winter here. It's midwinter. It's kind of light out today, but it's very cloudy and foggy, and there's this sort of mist that settled in the distance, in the sky. It's very February. And so I don't know, I felt called to describe that out, because I know that it can be different for people who live in different places, and how the weather can affect the way that you feel. So that's also a message there. Just right off the bat, we have this tuning into the earth, tuning into the weather, and how that makes us feel, and paying attention to that and honoring that when it comes up. Okay, so that being said, excited to share and dive into this Pisces energy with you. I have a few tools out that I had felt called to grab and sort of get into. My astrology Bible, this is I just felt called to share. Oh, and two beautiful herons just flew by. Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. They're probably on their way over to the river now. The astrology Bible, I was gonna crack into this really quick just right off the bat because I just feel like it's a good it's a handy tool for just like grabbing something and needing to just like know an energy like that you're thinking about when it comes to the planets, zodiac, like elemental energy as well. There's a lot of good information in here. So I wanted to talk about Pisces energy. Maybe this will be like a little educational video too, low key, but like I'm gonna get into the energy. We're gonna get into cards as well for what we can expect in all of this. But I just felt called to just do a quick overview of our Piscean energy real quick together, so that we can really plug in and tune into this energy. Here, let me see, February 19th. I mean, it's the 18th today. It's fully Pisces season though in my heart. I feel like last night in my dreams I had a lot of integrations happening that were preparing me for the Pisces. The ruler is Jupiter and Neptune. The 12th house, it's a mutable sign, a water sign. It's in the negative polarity. That's, we'll get into it. Venus, as we know, is exalted in Pisces as well. So it has this sensual and loving undertone that is very like, it's so attractive and beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. Like the energy itself is very aesthetically pleasing. So we have keywords of compassionate, impressionable, receptive, imagination, malleable, mysticism, transcendent, union, dreamer, confusion, elusive, self-effacing. So there's always polarities, right? There's a shadow and a light aspect of all of the signs, of course. And I think it's important that we tap into and we read for all of those energies, for both polarities and what that could mean for us. I'm not really so much talking about... Yeah, here we go. Sorry, I was talking to the book. Sorry. For Pisces crystal people, amethysts, really amazing. Moonstone as well. Bloodstone, aquamarine, blue lace agate, which was one of my favorites. Calcite, another one that I work with very regularly, or I had a whole calcite phase and I didn't even like realize it until like I came out of it and I looked back and I was like, wow, like all of the calcite that I used like was so important. Fluorite, labradorite, turquoise, sunstone. So I just felt called to crack that open a little bit so that we could get our sort of overarching energy. I also grabbed the Crystal Bible as well. This is by the same person, did both of these, but again, really quick encyclopedia if you need something to reference or if you're like looking for a particular type of energy. It has a great index in the back where you can look for a certain thing that you want to work with and then find a crystal that would correspond with that energy. I just grabbed it in case we were going to talk about crystals, and we still might talk about them, so I might put this to the side. Okay, Pisces. You little daydreamer, you. You're so cute. My Jupiter's in Pisces as well, so this is that is a personal placement for me. That's a big one, and I know that Pisces is in Gemini. I'm sorry, Jupiter's in Gemini. My Jupiter's in Pisces, but Jupiter right now is in Gemini. Sorry about that. Hidden things being revealed. This is a huge one that's been coming up for a while now, but I feel like especially in the last like 2 days. So I feel like in the days leading up to this Pisces, to the sun moving into Pisces, we've had a lot of these like truths being revealed, like carrying a torch into a dark place to like find the answers and then bringing those answers out into the world to present them. Like it's very like going on a quest. We also watched Treasure Planet last night, which it wasn't in my usual rotation of films when I was a kid, and I had seen it before long ago, but we watched it last night and I was just blown away by the messages within that film. So definitely check that one out. That's an old Disney film, 2002. But anyway, yeah, lots of planet stuff going on as well. If you're into astrology at all, check out where the planets are at. Do a little bit of reading about that, because it's going to show you something. It's going to open up a perspective for you. Okay, that's for my astrology peeps. Hidden things being revealed. One of those things, and I was getting this from Spirit a while ago, and also within these last few days. It's about the big picture. And it's almost ironic, because it's about the big picture, and that seems so obvious. It seems obvious, but it is hidden. It's like the elephant in the room that nobody's really looking at, because it just seems like it's part of the decor. It's kind of okay, but if you're on my wavelength, you're on my wavelength. I work with energy. I work with like higher realms. I have visions. I see things. I hear things. So I'm just putting this out there as well, because I know that I'm a fairly new channel and not everybody works in this way. So I'm just putting it out there. And if you don't vibe with that and you don't drive with that and you think that's mumbo jumbo, then I'm not your reader and I don't resonate with you for a reason. And if I do resonate with you, it's because that's also for a reason. So just trust yourself, and I'm not offended. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, like, it's all right. It really is. Okay. Got my Eeyore as well. This is a good one here. Okay. Had to bring it back a little bit into reality just for like a second for the peeps who are like trying to watch the video and are like, what is she talking about right now? We rocking and rolling with the energy, so that's what we're doing. Oh, excuse me. Throat chakra coming up a lot. And lots of energy like moving through it and within it. So be gentle, cough gently. This is for some people. I know it's like there's a lot of illnesses type things going around right now that are affecting like the lungs and the throat. So just be gentle and gargle some salt water. Have a little hot tea. Maybe take a little breaky poo from leisurely activities or anything for the sake of your throat chakra. So oh, excuse me. Yeah, there's like major energy in there. Oh, I got circulatory. Yeah, circulatory system as well in the body could be affected at this time. Okay, what was I talking about before? How we're all part of the bigger picture, the elephant in the room being fairly obvious, but still being hidden, hidden in plain sight. This is the hidden truth that's being revealed, is that we all are connected and everything affects everything else. That your energy can affect somebody else, and somebody else's energy can affect you. This is the I'm seeing like this great web, and everybody, it's chords, it's infinite amount of things being woven together at all times. We are part of the cosmic circulatory of creation. This surpasses space and time. So it's also this energy of time coming up as well. I feel like Pisces has a lot to do with that. But it's like, that's the hidden truth that's being revealed. It's accountability also coming forward. Accountability for your actions. Accountability for the energy that you emit into the world around you and towards the people around you. It's awareness, and it's knowingness, and it's consciousness. I got the Neverending Story, which we also watched fairly recently. I feel like I've mentioned it on the channel before. Neverending Story. Might have to get some water. I'm gonna be right back. I spend a little time drinking water and speaking to my water also, so this is also coming through. The water wants to heal you. I got this. The water wants to help you. The water wants to be part of you, and the water is part of you. So maybe like start speaking to your water or blessing it if you don't do this already, with intention. But also, while I was drinking some water, I was thinking about the Neverending Story because, and the scene that was sticking out to me from that film is towards the end of the film when Bastian, the little boy, is reading the book, and he's so into it. Like, he's into it from the first page that he reads. But by the end of the book, he is clutching it, and he has become part of the story. He has become part of the narrative that's unfolding within the story's pages. And the character in the book, the Empress, the child Empress, is coming up. She like is pleading with him because in order, I'm getting chills over my whole body as I'm describing this. In order for the universe within the book to exist, the child, the earthling child who is reading the book, I'm having just chills through my whole body, has to believe in that universe and has to become one with it and become involved in the story in order for that world to exist. I'm just like want to cry. I have a lump in my throat. Yes. Thank you. But in the end of the story, she's pleading with the child. His name is Bastian. She says, "Why don't you do what you dream, Bastian?" And he is reading the book, and the film, it goes shot for shot. It's like a shot of the child Empress in the story universe, and the very next shot is of this young boy crying over this book. They are speaking to one another in this narrative. And he's shouting, and there's this storm happening around him, and it's raining, and he's in the attic of his school. It's very like, it's very immersive. And this storm is happening, and the window bursts open as he's reading this narrative. And she says, "Why don't you do what you dream, Bastian?" And he looks up at the window open, and he's like, I will do what I dream. And he runs over to the window, and he screams out the very thing that they've been pleading for him to say, to believe. Like, he opens his throat chakra, like he opens his heart to the energy of this, of believing that he was part of the story. Oh, He believed that he was part of the story. And the next shot is of, finally you see the characters in the same universe as each other. The child empress and the earthling child. And they are standing in darkness. And she holds out her hand and opens it, and it's a single grain of sand that is glowing with like ethereal light. It's like a star. And he asks her, "What is that?" And she says, "It's all that's left." I'm like gonna start crying right now. She's like, "It's all that's left from what we had here before." Fantasia, that's the world. This is all that's left of Fantasia, this single grain of sand. And he's like worried a bit. And he's like, oh no. We couldn't save it. But she says, "All things begin in darkness." She says this line. I want to know what she says. Let me find out. This is really emotional for me, guys, so I'm sorry if you like don't know what I'm talking about and this is like complete jibber jabber to you. But I need to know this right now, and I feel like if you know, you need to know this too. Grain of sand. And he says, yeah, let me get this up here. IMDb, thanks. He doesn't understand that he's the one who has the power to stop it. He simply cannot imagine that one little boy could be that important. He has to give me a new name. He's already chosen it. He just has to call it out. And she tells him, "Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely watch this film." I'm sorry I got a little off track, guys, with that. Got a little emotional, got a little bit deep into it. But essentially she tells him that this single grain of sand has the power to rebuild Fantasia into a even more grand, even more beautiful place than he had even known, or any of them had ever known. And he asks how, and she says, by wishing it. The more wishes you make, the more dreams you dream, the more beautiful and strong Fantasia will become. And by the end of the film, it's like Fantasia has been recreated and reformed into an even more beautiful place than you see at the beginning of the film. And everyone is back. Like, it's like you lose things along the way, and they were like given back to you in a whole different form, a whole different medium. And the worlds collide after. Yeah. It's a beautiful film. I'm very enthusiastic about it. It was one of my all-time favorites as a child and as an adult still to this day. So the Neverending Story. And everything working together and it being a part of this grand scheme. And it's like, yeah, it's it's very Pisces in nature now that I'm really thinking about this. Thank you, Spirit. That was like a beautiful little excursion that we just went on together. So if you're still with me after that, you're real. I could talk about this all day. Genuinely. Okay, so let's move on from that. I know You know what? These are my readings anyway, and if you're here, you're here. And if you're not here, then you're not here, so I don't have to worry about that. I felt really called to get my charms out today and see what energy we're going to work with the reading so that we can get into the reading. I promise we're getting into the reading. How fun. Thank you if you're here watching this and if you're rocking with this energy, because I can't be the only one out here that loves to just dive into these moments. Like, I just love it and my heart is lit up, so I'm just happy. The never-ending story. Okay, what do we got? We have a rabbit, a moon with Saturn's rings. We have a mirror ball. We have a sewing machine, a bicycle, a piece of bacon, a slice of bacon. This like moon wand, little scepter looking thing. We have a sea turtle. Here's the sewing machine and the bicycle, a black bicycle. We have a butterfly and some flowers there. Looks like, what are those kind of flowers called? Baby? No, I don't know. Don't hold me to that. We have a little bunny, a white rabbit with pink flowers, and a couple more. We have heart-shaped sunglasses as well. We have a picture frame with, looks like parents and a child. This is the one that came with it. We have a gummy bear, a pink snake with some symbols on there. Looks like the moon, the sun, a rose. Yeah, some stars. We have a pearl inside of an oyster or a clam, right? Or yeah, clam. We have a little purple dice. We have a dice. We have the Big Ben clock charm. We have a bow and arrow, Sagittarius energy, perhaps. And we have another one of these sort of like with rings around it. It's like a heart. It's a crystalline heart with rings around it. We also have Hello Kitty, and she's cooking an egg. So we have a bacon and eggs. Somebody needs a big breakfast. Could be me. And 3 more. We got Alice in Wonderland. We have Alice's dress, her blue dress. We have a pink cowgirl hat with a little heart on it. How cute. And we have heart-shaped cherries. So yeah, those are cute. I just felt called to do that and just get some energy out here to play with and look at while we go through this reading. Yeah. Some of you are traveling. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. There's like some traveling with the Big Ben and the bicycle, and there's like some movement definitely happening. Maybe someone's going out to breakfast. We actually just watched the original Alice in Wonderland the other night as well, which was very eye-opening in a lot of ways. So maybe like watching old school Disney movies is on somebody's docket here. So we're finally gonna get into the cards. I apologize. I mean, I don't actually, but I know that that's why a lot of people come on here seeking guidance. So that's what we're gonna get into. We're gonna get a little bit serious here, and if you're still rocking with me, then this is for you. Then this message is for you. So, all right, Spirit. Pisces. We have Daydreamer. It's giving intuition. It's giving water. It's giving Jupiter. I'm hearing like the water is washing away tangles. Like, it's like, I'm seeing that like detangler spray, you know, that you use when you're a kid and it has like the octopus on it, or like the apple. What am I thinking of? That detangler spray. That's what this Pisces energy, I feel like, has in store for us. I love that. So we have unfurling, uncurling, and untangling. I also, I'm seeing like a reflection. It's like something has a reflection of you. Something is carrying a reflection of you. Something or someone. Okay, I love it. Let's see what we get for that, because I'm gonna try a new way. Spirit, what do we got going on here? Let's get in with the Tree of Life. I got a couple different Oracle card decks out today. I was contemplating what tools we were gonna use for this energy. And a few things came forward, so I've been really loving to work with this Tree of Life Oracle. I'm gonna just keep switching it up till we get our message here, Spirit. We got for our Pisces sun. How exciting we're in Pisces. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up travel. It's like springtime is going to be upon us soon, but we're still in the winter. So maybe there's going to be a little bit more of a waiting period, but it's coming. 2 crows. All right, Spirit. What do we got? Okay. Maybe we'll start with this deck then. Let's see. Love the Tree of Life. I've also been working with the Witch's Garden. Ooh, Desire already came flying out. We have Lettuce. Cancerian Energy. Number 3. Desire. Desire. Is that? Desire coming forward. I'm probably going to read a little bit from the book on some of these cards because, you know, I'm learning it as well. And I feel like there's always little messages that can go along with this energy. Is there any other energy that wants to come forward? Oh my goodness, we do have one. Thank you. Hope. Daffodil. Hope and desire. Wow. Look how delicious that lettuce looks. I just want a big old crunchy salad right now. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Dualite with a banana. Number 27. I love that. Let's get in with this and see what's popping up. And then I do want to get Tree of Life Oracle Spirit. If you don't mind, I'm going to let this sit here for a second here while we read this energy. Let's see. So for the desire. Let's see. I love this. Let us read. And let us read. Fulfillment in many areas of your life can be found by working a little more on your current relationships. Overcoming challenges is indicated, and new material gain and recovery are also shown. Lettuce helps us get better physically and emotionally. It asks that you watch the way you are caring for yourself and to be careful about what it is you are focused on. Are your desires really serving your truth? This is what lettuce has to teach us. We have, We have a quote. Oh, here, I wanted to read this quote as well. I just feel like you can look at this for a second. Love is the flower of life, and blossoms unexpectedly and without law, and must be plucked where it is found and enjoyed for the brief hour of its duration. And then, the flower of life, hope coming forward. That is just, like, so beautiful. Like, I freaking love that. New material gain coming up. I love this too. Something about a Cancer and a Taurus energy. I keep wanting to say. And then just quickly, we're going to read Hope, number 38. Daffodil. Garden as though you will live forever. Thomas More. That's the quote here. Daffodils indicate a reprieve for those who need it, and a time to renew faith, not only in life, but in those around you. Daffodils will lift optimism and help boost endurance while encouraging you to keep going. This is also a period of personal growth and spiritual awakenings, and answers can be found within aspects of these. Listen to your inner voice, but do not become overwhelmed with negative self-talk. It's like, you know what this looks like? And we just were watching all the Disney fairy movies as well, Tinkerbell. It's like when the fairies like are resting on the flower petals. Like they take reprieve inside of the flower. When there's like danger. It's like that scene in I think it's the second movie where the hawk, or is it the first film? No, it's definitely the first film. And the hawk kind of like flies over, and the fairies, you see all the fairies like go hide from the hawk. And one of the fairies like goes into a flower and pulls its petals around herself so that she's hidden and safe. I'm getting that image right now. New beginning, self-esteem, luck, fertility, and friendship, or the magical correspondence of the plant itself as well. I'm just also really using this for the energy, as well as I like to learn something about plants. Maybe like learn something about plants. If you feel so called. This deck is really good for that, because it also gives like cultivation tips on each plant that they are using for the oracle. So I love that. Oh my gosh, so we have hope and desire, and we also have duality coming forward. Number 27, the banana, which was my nickname as a child. This is just making me laugh here. Duality. Gardening is civil and social, but it wants the vigor and freedom of the forest and the outlaw. Henry David Thoreau. So for the banana, underneath we have focus right under that. For the banana, it's time to look at the shadow and the light in conjunction with each other. Oh, I love that. I got chills. Each is as strong as the other, and both have positive qualities and learning points for you. The answer to any question is maybe, and perhaps moving away a little will allow a better view, as bananas ask that you stand back and look at the horizon. Do not give in to any situation that doesn't align with you at present. This is a really good reminder. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so I love that for this this energy that we're going into Pisces season with, this desire, hope, and duality. Oh my gosh, isn't it so contemplative? What fell forward here? Tranquility with the violet coming forward as well. But I really love this message of these three here. I'm seeing this color scheme. Oh, check this out, y'all. So it's like, do you see what I'm seeing? The yellow, the yellow going into the yellow and green and then green. It's like And the green even on the bananas as well. It's like this whole situation that I'm seeing. It's like a rainbow of yellow and green here. I love that. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to put these cards out right here, actually. Like this. Thank you so much. Okay, with tranquility and focus as well. Oh, we have this Pisces energy. I'll just show you guys this card as well. This came forward, Violet, with this Pisces energy. So, I love this so much. Okay, I'm really getting amazing energy off of this. This is so like, it's giving, oh my gosh. Thank you, Spirit. I was like waiting for something to come forward here. Just if there's any other things. It feels like this is what we needed to hear. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. The message just waited to come out before before it was ready. We needed to look at the garden oracle before, is what I'm hearing. So here's what we have for today. Oh my goodness, here. Wow. We have art and temperance, self-sufficiency, boldness, and devotion. Look how freaking gorgeous that card is. The sun and the moon. This is the duality energy. Boom. Right here. The sun, the moon, the rainbow. We have the hermit, spiritual guidance, commitment, and a way shower. Ooh, some of you are working with a deity. Could be working with a deity that is guiding you at this time, or would like to come forward more strongly into your awareness. Thank you. So that's for some people as well. So we have the hermit here. We also have the chariot coming forward. Determination, discipline, and concentration. The focus card that came forward. Yeah, here it is. Right here as I split. Focus and determination. It's so strong. This Cancer energy also coming forward in the desire card. It's like championing your desire, your own desire. We also have the Emperor coming up. Initiative, authority, and leadership. This is what I feel you need to lead with. Okay, so this is pretty... Oh, I love this. Oh, okay, so these cards actually go together here. Let me just move this around so that I can read this appropriately. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So each of these cards, we also have gratitude. Oh, yeah. Okay, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Element of fire at the bottom, which is passion, enthusiasm, and creation. Wow. So much of this is about is being pushed out of you at this time. When I say pushed out, I don't mean like being purged out, which did happen and is happening still as well in this aftermath of this last full moon that we had. Take this if it resonates with you. That last Leo full moon did some activations and some clearing for a lot of us and ourselves, physiologically and spiritually. Our auras were cleansed. I'm hearing our gravitational pull was purified. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what also coming through for this. But coming forward, I feel like each card has a somebody that they've married here. So I have the Hermit and Tranquility coming forward together. I'm immediately seeing this candlestick and the lantern, of course, of the Hermit, lighting the path, like the path that's going into the unknown realm. This is coming up as a support energy. This is coming up as a supportive energy here. And then for our supportive energy of how we're going to balance that polarity and the duality of the energy, right? The shadow and the light, the dark and the light, the happiness and the sorrow, like the grief and the joy, like all of those things together. We have this temperance. Temperance is supporting that. That is so freaking beautiful. I am just like in awe of how this message is coming forward. And then for our position of hope here, which is about, it's supporting you in the transition, but it's also being like, keep going, girl, like, or boy, or anybody, person, human being, keep going. You are on the right path. Like, you're doing enough. You are allowed to rest. Like, also, and this Taurus energy coming up. We have the Emperor for this energy. Authority, leadership, leading with that hopeful, rejuvenative energy. Letting that be what fuels your fire with this fire element coming forward. Yeah, okay. And then finally we have, we're on a roll. We're like butter on a roll here. And then for our desire, which is like remembering your why, remembering this has been coming up a lot. Remembering your why, what your desire says about your path. Like, I'm also getting like how you're speaking to yourself, like how you are approaching your own desires and how you are approaching your own creative path. We have the Chariot. The Chariot being determination, being like victorious over any obstacle that is in the way of you finding that path or authenticating that for yourself. Okay. Thank you. That was sort of, but we got it. I love this message already. And I feel like the tarot is going to, Spirit, I would like to highlight any specific challenge energy too, because I know that it's not all peaches and cream. Like we were talking about in the last reading, that was a pretty intense reading as well. And it's on the longer side, and I have a feeling this one will be as well, but I just I'm really locked into this, so I don't mind if they're long. I'm sorry. I respect you and your time, and if you're watching this for a purpose, then it's gonna all be for a purpose, and you're not gonna miss out on something that you're not meant to watch anyway. So that being said, I do like keeping the energy moving, while also just like still honoring each piece of information that comes forward appropriately. So that's for you and for me. But I was going to ask the tarot, now that we sort of have our base here of this Piscean sun energy that we're finally in, we have this tranquility, duality, hope, and desire. It's also giving like what energy you can tap into personally when we have all these like these archetypes coming forward from the tarot. So maybe like work with your tarot cards if you're a reader as well, or if you even if you're not a reader, you can still work with these archetypes. You can still take this forward in an intentional way where, like, if you're like, oh, I really like, I've been struggling with my shadow work, and I feel like I'm not integrating it like into my everyday life in a way that's serving me, and it doesn't feel healthy, and it feels like I'm always down, like, then the energy that you can tap into is temperance. And maybe look up temperance, maybe meditate on that energy in order to help with that duality and achieving that duality and polarity balance. So that's what I feel like these cards are bringing forward today, is an opportunity for us to consciously choose what energy we want to work with and which things that we can identify that we need a little bit of support in. Okay, thank you. That being said, for the tarot today, I was hoping that the tarot could highlight for us, Spirit, for the collective, maybe a challenge aspect in all four of these areas of tranquility, duality, hope, and desire. That's what my intention is for the cards here. Just giving them a nice little shuffly-duffly here. I kind of want to give them the opportunity to come forward. This is a little behind the scenes of what my mind does. Sometimes I say it out loud, sometimes I just leave it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Excuse me. So. All right. No, for sure. For sure. Okay, so let's go one at a time here. Let's start with our tranquility energy, because I'm reading it left to right. That's just the way that I'm feeling called to read these cards. For our tranquility energy challenge at this time, it's coming up the Knight of Wands. This is very full speed ahead energy. This is very... I'm hearing the challenge of this energy is the ability for this energy to be interpreted as egoic in nature. This is thinking before you're speaking. That's the solution to this challenge. I'm hearing like how to ease this challenge for yourself is to think before you speak, think before you act. Contemplate what energy you want to bring forward into every conversation, like, that you're having, or communication that you're having, even. Either with others, with yourself. This is very, like, in this spot of the Hermit here, being in your support energy. It's like the way you're speaking to yourself, the way that you're putting your faith in yourself, I'm hearing, or lack thereof, or not putting your faith in yourself. That could be a challenge for you at this time. So what Spirit wants to say about this is you can use your internal compass to point yourself in the direction of tranquility. Like easing your own mind about things and easing, I'm seeing like literally like, oh, a crow just flew right as I looked, a crow just flew right over my house. But it's this, I'm seeing like, you know, like a gas stove or like a flame that's really, really high and burning really hot. It's like taking the knob and just turning that to a simmer. It's like, it's not gonna cook faster just because you turn the heat, you blast the heat way up. It's gonna taste way better if you simmer it for a longer period of time. That's for some people. There's like a cooking or metaphor like coming through. So it's almost like let yourself cook, if you will. Okay? You don't need to turn it all the way up to 10 every single day. That's just not necessary. But there's this, with the high polarity of this challenge, it's that you have a lot of drive, like you have a lot of heat inside of you that you're able to access. So Spirit's also reminding you to use that wisely. Also, I'm hearing save some of it because there are other major changes and shifts that are occurring and going to occur soon that you're going to need it for. Okay, so that's for some people, particularly about if you resonate with like being very passionate and being very like, I almost want to say hard on yourself too. Like you're very hard on yourself sometimes because you know how much potential you have. So it's almost this double-edged sword of like, I know I can do this thing, but my world right now or the way I'm feeling doesn't reflect all the things that I know that I'm capable of. It's giving that a little bit too. And Spirit's saying to temper that a bit more consciously and be in a place of tranquility, knowing that you have that fire within you. Okay, so that was coming through very clearly for me. And for you, I hope. Because you're amazing. I love that, Spirit. Thank you so much. For our next energy, for our duality energy, this is balancing the light and the dark. This is balancing the high vibrations and the lower vibrations. I'm seeing like seasonal depression as well coming up here. It's like how to deal with the fact that we're still in winter, even though it feels like it's been winter for 8 years, and it's like winter is passing and spring is on its way. Spring is on its way from the moment winter begins. Like it's continuously cycling through things, and you're never going to remain stuck in where you are. That's just coming forward as well for this position. This temperance energy, for a challenge energy, we have the Two of Cups. This could be listening to somebody else. Like you could be having a hard time taking advice. You could be having a hard time hearing other people when they tell you that you're doing a good job, or like I'm getting like you don't take compliments very well. Like you're one of those people who maybe like throws a compliment right back at the person and doesn't ever let yourself bask in something nice somebody says about you or to you, or even behind your back. If somebody is saying nice things, it's almost like you're like what? It's giving like you're either confused or you just don't believe it to be true, and so you think that person is lying, and it's causing like layers of deceit as well. This could be a challenge that you're facing at this time. And the energy of temperance coming through to support you in this. Oh my gosh, and the Sag energy as well. Check out this bow and arrow and this like horse centaur figure in the position of the angel of temperance. Self-sufficiency coming forward, but I feel like Spirit is also with this Two of Cups reminding you that you are not here to be just in your own head all the time. You are here to be in the presence and bask in the presence of others' energy, other hearts. You are meant to hear other hearts beat and hear the beat of their drum, as well as add your own into the mixture. I'm seeing like a band all playing together their instruments. That is so beautiful. I'm seeing like a drum circle. Like it's very like you get to dance to their beat and they dance to your beat. Like that is the high polarity of this challenge, is allowing that vulnerability to come through. Even in these times of even in times that feel as though you're alone. Again, this Hermit coming up, I know that we've been shut away. I know that it feels, for a lot of people, I cannot be alone in this, and I know that I'm not. Feeling almost scared to go into the world because we're afraid of our worst fears coming true. We are afraid of leaving our sacred bubble of energy that we are familiar with. But Spirit is reminding us that we're meant to create these spaces for and with one another. That's the ironic part about the Hermit energy, and how we need to integrate that more into our everyday life, and not just so it being like, I'm just seeing this. Some of y'all, I know, have been really alone. Like you've been physically isolating yourself. Physically. Okay? And it's okay to do that. I know it's like you can frown upon yourself for doing it for too long, and you can start to feel kind of shameful surrounding that energy. But Spirit wants you to know that that's there to support you, and you're allowed to integrate that into your everyday life and still interact with others and still have community and also honor that time where you're with yourself and your own spirit as well. Like, it's giving like integrating it. It's giving integration of that lesson. And temperance balance is the balance between those things, between the energy of isolation or solitude. I don't even want to say isolation, because you're never like fully alone. You have your spirit team, you have yourself always. You have the energy of the people that love you within you, surrounding you at all times. Their energy is also infinite, just as yours is. This is also giving like recognizing the power in other people, recognizing that someone else is able to pour into your cup. Look at the cups. There's so many cups being poured into and being shared. I love this so much. This message is so beautiful. And I know that you're like, and just know that you're not alone. Like, very deeply know it. And even if you need to be alone a little bit longer, I like want to cry. It's like just really coming up here. If you need to be alone a little bit longer, that's actually fine. As of this day's reading, it's February 18th today. It's like spring is coming, spring is on the way, and spring will not let you down. Like, spring will lift you up. I'm so emotional about that. It's going to bring a beautiful connection for you. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. For our hope and our rest and our rejuvenation energy, we have the Emperor, and in our challenge position, the Queen of Cups coming up. Some of you, and this also ties into temperance, all of these messages are tying into one another beautifully as I'm sitting with these cards here. Some of you are all of you are very kind. I feel such loving energy coming up from my heart chakra. You're so kind. And this can be a hard pill to swallow for people who are very kind. Is your kindness serving you? Is it serving you? And where is it serving you? And where is it maybe not serving you so much? This is where we get that archetype of like the person who kind of ends up being the pushover, ends up being like the person that everybody else like just takes advantage of because they know that their heart is too big for them to say no. Like, it's the person in the movie where they know that that person could never say no to them, so that's why they choose that person to manipulate. So I offer this to you with love. I offer this to you with like highest regard and respect for your kindness and for your open heart and for the way that you want and desire and hope to share your light with the world. I respect that so deeply, and just know that you are beautiful for that. But with love, my love, please discern where your kindness and where your energy is going when it comes to folks and situations that are tangling you with energy that you know is not yours. This is coming forward. I'm trying to have it be so delicate because I know that it can be a heavy burden to carry, to continue putting on your own heart the energy of those who would never return that same favor to you. It is so incredibly depleting. So with love, Spirit is reminding you and telling you with this Queen of Cups in the challenge position to temper that need, that desire within you, and this fire energy coming up again, because whoever you are, whoever I'm connecting to, you have a very caring, like maternal instinct about you, regardless of your gender. It's very motherly, it's very loving and nurturing, and like you want to hold them and you want to help them and you want to heal them. No matter who gets put in your path, you want and wish and hope that they get better. Like you seriously and truly do from the bottom of your core and in your heart. So with love, Spirit is asking you to not let that become a burden on you. And if it has become a burden on you and you already know, because I know that there are some who haven't yet looked at this energy. I'm hearing that there's some people who haven't even yet really looked at this about themselves. That with love, Spirit's inviting you to identify what energy that you can pull back from other people that you've given freely from your heart. Pull that back in and be okay and know and soothe yourself. Give yourself that nurturing motherly energy that you so want to give to the world, because you are going to need it. First of all, I'm hearing this, like building up this this fiery energy, this creative energy within you. It's going to help strengthen that. When you do this, it's like making the waters stronger. I'm hearing putting those boundaries up, putting those energetic walls. When I say walls, I'm saying like fences, like you're building fences to keep certain things only accessible at a certain time. Like you're keeping things only accessible when you open the gate. You're keeping it only accessible when you choose and when you know that it's right and that it's time to give from that place. And then you come back to yourself after this. This is for some people, and this is a kind of strange way that it's coming up, but boundaries. Yeah, I just want to say boundaries again. Boundaries. Some of y'all with love need to put some of those bees up. Those boundaries. Okay, so knowing that your heart is very, very kind and very pure also. I just want to say this. This is so beautiful. Like everything that's coming up is like from the heart of somebody who is so absolutely freaking kind-hearted, beautiful, loving, conscious person. That is the energy that I'm getting here. So in our final position, I know this reading is a little bit long as well, but again, this is like just something that I'm all right with, because I like watching readings that are long too, because they go into lots of energy pockets that I didn't really know were there, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to do this reading if it weren't for me recording this right now. So I'm grateful, because I'm learning. We all are learning all the time. In our final position for desire, remembering your why, right? We have the Chariot in our support. And for our challenge, we have the Five of Wands. It came out in the reversal. this is sort of reminding me of our last reading that we did. And there was another as well where we talked about this conflict that had been presented to you in some way. There's a conflict that had been presented to you that either you did or maybe you didn't engage with externally, like with the other people, but that you still took that energy of the conflict and you like internalized it in some way. That's what we're talking about. And I feel like there's some of you who have yet to release this. Some of you have yet to release this energy, or are like right now beginning the process of this release of this energy. I'm talking about it from like a very subconscious level, I want to say, is coming up. So even if like consciously it's not bothering you or anything, it could be like in your body physically there's something that's releasing the hold on the energy of this old conflict. I'm also saying like old life, like old way of life, old habits that you're breaking at this time that are going to be released, things that you're leaving behind. I'm sensing with this Five of Cups here as well, that was over here. It could be emotional, and it is emotional. Everything is, but something else that Spirit wanted to bring forward for me that I heard today was your feelings and your emotions are the codes that your soul and your records, like your Akashic records, like your energetic frequency have to communicate those with you, if that resonates with you. Like it's kind of hard to describe it. It's like it's very energetic in nature, but your emotions and the things that you feel in your body and in your, like, I'm just seeing somebody crying or somebody like comforting themselves. I'm sensing frustration as well. There's some frustrated energy. There's some stagnation and frustration with the stagnation. That's coming up. That release and those feelings that come up are meant to be released in this particular order as well. Like this is like just another grand scheme type of energy as well. They're meant to be released and they're meant to be felt by you because they are your guide in a sense, and you don't have to allow these emotions and the feelings to be what makes you tick. Like you don't have to lead with those things. You lead with your heart space. You lead with your knowingness. Like, again, this is something that I feel like a few of us are going through. If you know what I'm talking about and you know what this energy is for you, I encourage you to even do a little bit more intentional identification of those feelings and of those emotions so that you can then translate them into like, well, what is this telling me about my situation right now? Or what is this telling me about the state of my body right now? I'm getting some uncomfortable energy, like back pain, leg pain, knees, and like knees and shoulders. But anyway, this Five of Wands in reversal, this conflict energy, like remembering your why, attaching only the energy that serves into your future self and into your current self, that pours into your cup in from those previous experiences. Okay. Having authority also, and the discipline to allow these things to occur and allow them to move through you and allow the messages to come through from your emotions. Okay, yeah. And also I'm getting like knowing what resources you have available to you. Yeah. Realizing the resources that you have available to you, like it's giving you know how in the Five of Wands everyone's just all really busy and like preoccupied with this like battle? I'm seeing like a person just like over here just like watching. It's like very like what is it? What card is that? Is it like the Seven of Swords? I'm kind of seeing the Seven of Swords, but it's almost like you're like watching, being like, okay, and like while everybody's fighting, you're like picking up like stuff on the ground like that they were fighting over in the first place, that everybody was fighting over, and like you got there first and you like picked up things and you just like went on your way and like they just kept fighting. Like that's like legit what I'm seeing. It's so weird. It's like a movie. It's like a old Western or something. I'm seeing like old Western vibes out here. It's like, oh, gunfights, but then like the one guy who like isn't fighting with everyone like actually finds the treasure or something. It's kind of slapstick in a way, because it's like, well, if y'all weren't so busy there doing your thing, or you're fighting each other and you're fighting with yourselves, then maybe you would have noticed that there's another way to go and there's a different way to do this. I'm also getting trusting yourself, trusting that you freaking know what to do. Like, you know what to do, and your body knows what to do, and your spirit will guide you to what you need to do in order to fulfill your contract, in order to fulfill your purpose, your life's purpose. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles underneath the Tower. What was I saying about the seed? And I was already crying about the never-ending story. Like, it's like building this up from, like, you lost something, but so much more the better, because you gained something completely that you can start from the ground up. So that's where our hope is coming through, and tempering this fire a bit, and knowing when to use it, and towards what. Don't be all willy-nilly. I also wanted to say, don't be willy-nilly. You have very valuable energy within you. You have very valuable things and perspectives and valuable things to say. Okay, that's also coming up. This quickly turned into my longest reading that I have ever done so far on the channel. But I just adored this reading, and I am so happy and glad that I got to do this with you and for you today. If you resonated with this message, just let me know. It would mean the absolute world to me to hear your story, to hear your perspective on some of these things. I'm always open to having conversations about them in the comments or wherever. If you want to like the video, so maybe it'll find somebody who it's meant to find, or if something resonated in this where you feel like it's for your friend or your best friend or your cousin or your sister, send this to them. Maybe they're part of this as well with you, and you never know until you reach out. So I just challenge you to do that with love always. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call this reading here, because I know we could get so much deeper. I just like love getting into the energy with you guys. And if you liked this reading, if you like this style, please let me know, because I would love to just keep on going and like literally just sit here and get into it, the nitty gritty of it. Like, nothing makes me happier genuinely than doing this. So yeah, I just appreciate it if you're watching, or if you watch this message. Yeah, I love you. Please subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the family, and reply in the comments. Like, I would love to hear you and see you and hear what you have to say. I want to hear your story as well. But yeah, okay, I'm just excited. This Pisces energy is really getting me excited for springtime, so I will hopefully be a little bit more chatty on the channel too. So but yeah, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next message.